Alright, now I'm going to start talking about how you can add animations, which is and moving objects, which makes it much more exciting. Alright, so here we are with the default scene. Let's say I'm kind of getting tired of this, so I want to delete it. So I'm going to click on the bottom, which is considered background pillars, and you can just click on it and delete it. And I'm in the objects list. Let's grab this one called Island base rock, drag that in, see if we're happy with this. Okay, that's kind of interesting. It's a little island that's just like a giant rock. Alright, if I look at it in VR, yeah, that could be useful. I'll put something on top, moving back and forth. Alright, let's go back to the editor. So I'm going to look through the objects. I'm going to go to Objects Lab, and I'm going to grab Happy Dude and pull him into the middle. Alright, so I'm going to hit the green axis movement just to move him up because he's not quite where I want him to be. You can see he casts a shadow because of the light. That's something you can modify if you want. So if I want to make him animate, I have to go into the programming part, and here we can see him lab happy. That's what he's called. His name is. You can also, it's reflected up here. So it's root lab happy. That's because he's selected. So I'm going to edit that. I'm going to move this out of the way. And if I want to move him, the thing that I want to modify is what's called the position, and it's type vector, which means the input has to be a vector. So I'm basically going to need two patches. I'm going to use one that's called Oscillate, Sawtooth Oscillate. So oscillate with a sawtooth. I'm going to drag that here. Move some stuff over. And then the other one that I need is what's called XYZ to vector. Put that there. Just spread this out a little bit. So, and you should definitely be following along with me. So, I'm going to connect. So the way it works is the sawtooth is like a kind of reflects a sawtooth wave, so it goes to a value, like it increases, and then it immediately goes back to where it started. Increases, goes back to where it started. So there's three things that affect it: the speed, the minimum, and the maximum. So and then the flow is the output. So I'm going to take the flow and put it in the x vector, x direction, and then I'm going to put the vector in position. And then immediately you can see this guy starts moving to the right and jumps exactly back to where he started. So if I change the maximum to something like 2, hit enter, you can see he's moving even further to the right. Okay? If I do the minimum and put it at -5, what do you think's going to happen? He's going to move more to the right or more to the left. Actually starts further on the left. And then the speed, as you can guess, probably affects how fast he moves back and forth. So I'm going to change it back to 0 because I don't want him to be going through the rock. Another thing you could do is change the direction. Right now he's moving in the X, but if I wanted to, I can move him in the Y, which is the vertical direction, or Z, which is towards me. Whoa. It's a little freaky. Let's back up a little bit. So one thing I didn't mention in the previous videos is these buttons at the bottom. Pause and stop. So if you're working on an animated thing and you're kind of tired of moving, you can hit pause and it'll stop doing that. Play will get it to start again, and if you hit stop, it just also stops everything. Sometimes it turns black as well. Look at this in VR camera mode, and it's Yeah, it's not in a bad spot. Alright, but if I want to edit him, I want him back in the position where he started. So I'm going to pause it right now. Alright, and let's do a couple other things. So I want to give him a friend. I'm going to click on him. I'm going to do Command C and Command V. Make a copy. And I'm going to move that copy back here. Click on the Programming tab. And I'm going back to the root menu. So now we have 2 lab happy. So this is the second one. And when I edit it, he also has a Sawtooth oscillator. So you can see if I play it, they both move. So when you make a copy of the item, the object actually copies the patches that go with it. So I want the second guy to move a little bit different. So instead of Sawtooth, oscillate Sawtooth, I'm going to use oscillate with a triangle, which is different. That way, because melt rate. Alright, I will delete these. Alright, so oscillate with a triangle is a triangular wave, and it essentially gives you a back and forth motion. So I'm going to connect this to the X. Let's play it. And you see how he's doing kind of a left and right motion. Just like you know, a bad guy in a video game who's just stuck going back and forth. You can do Y, make him go up and down. You also can connect both X and Y, and that gives them like a diagonal direction, or X, Y, and Z. So you got to play around and you know, make them move in a way that makes you happy. And we can go back to some VR, see how it looks. It's kind of trippy, I would say. And yeah, so that's it. So we took an object, animated it with oscillating sawtooth, oscillating triangle, changed the settings, copied and pasted an object, and that is it for this video.